Good morning and welcome to Winnipeg. Yep, sun's coming up. We're gonna maybe see it. Maybe we won't. Kind of cloudy over there. Anyway, I have rearranged the model table. And I was getting ready to put the spray booth up onto the table this morning, right about where the camera is sitting right now. And then I thought, maybe I'll wait another day because I've got a lot of little parts here that have to be cleaned up. Get the flashing and sprue off. And the ones over there, those ones are done. These ones yet have to be done. I'm going to be working on that today. It's probably not the sort of thing I'll be able to do a lot of videoing of, so today's episode is probably going to be really short. And in about 22 minutes, I'm expecting to have a video conference with my brother. So if you remember last pizza day, the phone rang just when we were doing something. Can't remember what we were doing, but the phone rang. And he reminded me, hey, we were supposed to have a video call. Where were you? So I don't want to be doing that today. Now, there's not a whole lot to talk about this morning here. Let's just get at it. And I can't paint these until they're cleaned up. So let's just get at it. Now, for those of you who were hoping to see me making the pizza yesterday, I didn't video making it. What I said at the end of yesterday's episode might have been a little bit misleading. I wasn't going to video making the pizza or show you how to do it. It wasn't going to turn into a cooking show. But when we do have pizza time, which won't be for a while, I will show you what's in it, but not how I did it. Okay, now let's rearrange and get at this. Okay, I think if I work right about 3 inches above this stain here, it should be pretty much in the field of view here, right in the center of the field of view. We don't want to be using the macro lens here because it's very difficult to keep something in the field of view and in focus if you're using the macro lens. Now, just let me check the monitor. Where's it? Oh yeah, that's pretty much dead center. Okay. Now, there's only one of these J5s. There's the peg, and here's the flashing. Now, something like this, I might be better off. I'll try it first with my fingers. Now, where's my cutter? Here it is. Okay. Now, as near as I can tell, this is supposed to come off pretty much flush. So, should I maybe be putting on my other glasses here? Okay, here we go again. Once again, not organized. But at least I can sort of scrunch right down here, nice and close to it. All right. Now, we'll just use the medium sanding stick here just to I believe that this is supposed to be slightly convexed, curved on the top. So, okay, I'll take the fine. My fine is pretty much wore out. This is about the smallest I can handle in my fingers. I'm glad there's only one of these. Okay, I think we pretty much got it here. Yeah. Okay, now these M30s, there's a lot of them. I'll just do one on camera. All right, get my glasses back on here. Oh yeah, this is the one that has the bottom. I think I know what's supposed to happen here, or something I pointed. I'll use Chris's file. Okay, you can see how it kind of is lower here than it is here, or depending on which way you look at it. It's supposed to go this way on the deck. So I think the idea is that this part is supposed to sit on top of the gunnel, and this part here is supposed to probably drop down onto the deck. That's what I'm thinking. Now I haven't tried it, but I can't think of any reason why a fair lead, which is on the edge of the ship, would be shaped like this except for that purpose. Okay, so let's see what we can do here now. No, this is going to be impossible to file, or rather paint file, to paint by holding on to one of the pegs here. Whoops. Okay. Now let's see if we can get rid of that flashing all the way around. I keep wanting to twist it up towards my face here, and then I realize that if I do that, you're not going to see what I'm doing. Something like this is really nice to have the camera running at 60 frames a second, because there's a lot of motion going on, and the motion will seem a lot more smooth if you know what I mean, at 60 frames a second. Yeah. Okay, I just kind of get the edges there. I sometimes will use my fingernail a lot. I remember when I was first working with the Bismarck, we were talking about this kind of stuff. One of the viewers says, I use my fingernail a lot. And don't know if that viewer is still watching right now, but I do remember what you folks tell me. Yeah, I think we've pretty much got it there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now and try and do the rest of these. I find that sometimes if I'll take my fingernail and I just sort of smear the plastic. That's the way I do it anyway. I'm not a professional model maker or anything like this. You want to watch a professional model maker, you watch Nigel Frampton in the Nigel's Modeling Bench, or whatever he calls his show. That guy is really good. Yeah. Okay, I think we pretty much got it. Now, do I throw it back in this tin, or do I start a new tin? I can tell the difference. Okay, a lot of you will recognize this as my YouTube homepage. And here's yesterday's episode right here. And in the comments in yesterday's episode, I got a comment about the fireplace. In fact, it was our friend Tony in Toronto. Well, actually, he's in Mississauga. And you may have remember me referring to him earlier as 5 Airbrush Tony, because he has 5 airbrushes. Maybe he's got 6 by now. Anyway, he was giving us a lot of advice years ago when I was building the Bismarck as to airbrushing and so on. But he asked about the fireplace. Now, just let me get to that. We've got to go here, customize channel. All right, now we go to content. Okay, now I had commented back to him, or sent him a couple of links actually, showing how I had made this particular video right here, which I have since uploaded as an unlisted video. And I thought I was avoiding uploading it because I knew that undoubtedly there's going to be copyrighted music in it. And sure enough, anyway, I upload the video, and I'm watching right here for the copyright claims, and it kept telling me, we're going to let you know, we're going to let you know. Finally, it did. And so when I click on it to see the details, oh my goodness, I think it's just loaded with copyrighted stuff, and I was going to, pull the video because I didn't want to get myself into trouble. But then I start reading you might say, the fine print. And when we get into it here, it's got, it's not affected. Channel is not affected. Let's see, the content ID claim on your video doesn't affect your channel. This is not a copyright strike. So yes, it's copyrighted material, but it's okay to use it. At least that's what I'm getting out of it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe put this particular little video up and make it open to the public and see what happens. Now it does say something here. Where are we? Learn more. Okay, if I become a YouTube partner and try to make money off of it, then I could possibly have trouble. Now, I'm not a YouTube partner in that I have my channel monetized. I'm not making anything at all off of it. That's probably one of the reasons why you're not going to ever hear me say, please like or subscribe. The only time you'll hear me say please like or subscribe is when I'm saying I never say it. Okay. Now, mind you, for those folks who do, monetize their channel and, try to make a little off it, I have no problem with that. No problem at all. So anyway, we got this Christmas fireplace going on here, and I'll just play a little bit of it. We long to be holy. Okay. So let me get back here. It's what it is it's a little radio station that's just outside of Winnipeg here, and they play Christmas music pretty much non-stop for the month of December. And my dear wife Mary used to listen to it all the time. And this DVD that I made up was mostly for her, and actually she did listen to it quite a bit. When I put it on an MP3 file or an MP4 file that could be plugged into the back of the TV, and she would listen to that a lot in the last 2 or 3 years of her life. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble here. Bottom line is, I think I'm going to just open this up to the public and see what happens. Why not? Okay, this is probably the largest piece, but there's only 3 connections on it. And once again, switch glasses here. Now, I don't want to spoil this little lip that you see running all the way around the edge, because the connection is right on that. I'm going to try and get my cutter more or less parallel to that. Okay, I think I did pretty good there. I don't know if I should try and file that. I'll just try to take a little bit down here. Oh, what's going to happen is I'm going to end up spoiling the... Yeah, it's good if you can manage to make your cut just about where you need it there. So I just take up just a little tiny bit more. I'll go like this time. No, I'm not able to grab onto it. I think I'm going to just leave it, because I think if I try to file it down here, what's going to happen is I'm going to remove this very delicate little lip that you can see that runs all the way around the edge. Now this one here is going to be a little bit harder, because I don't want to go too far in this way, or I'm going to take it off. So we'll just, I think that's pretty good. Maybe out just a little bit here. You know, I was mentioning Nigel and Nigel's modeling bench, but there's also Steve in the model shed. He's another one that's really good. He does really nice work like this. I've watched him quite a bit recently, in the last couple of years especially. Oh, and we don't want to forget our friend UK Jason. He's another one that's, you might say, is kind of gifted. Okay. I think I pretty much got those. I'm pretty happy with that. We won't put the macro lens on, because then you're going to see how bad it is. Okay, so we got the positioning peg here, and one right here. What's this dark here? Maybe some sort of... Okay, yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot more I can do to this. I'm just sort of checking for, there's no real, what you call a flashing seam. Okay, let's quit while we're ahead here. Okay, now before this all completely disappears here and we have nothing to talk about, I can't show you the cheese because it's on the pizza already, but for the crust, I use this flatbread. It's already pre-baked and everything. I'm sure you've seen that before. Okay, that's the crust, nothing special. Just an easy way to make the pizza crust. But what is a little bit interesting, if you remember, I was talking about the fact that I did not have any pepperoni. So I took a can of luncheon meat and I diced it up like this. And then I cooked as much of the fat out of it as possible. And I was really surprised at how little fat there is in this meat. There's a lot more fat in the lean ground beef probably 3 times as much as there is in this stuff. Yeah, this is not as fat, fat, filled with fat as I thought it was. So anyway, then let me get this out of the way here. I took about I'm guessing a teaspoon, maybe a little more, of black pepper, and a tablespoon of this mustard, this powdered mustard, and I mixed it together into made sort of a slurry out of it. Mixed it in with all the little diced pieces of meat. Put it back in the microwave for about 5 minutes. Cooked it really good, and they are quite spicy. It's not quite as good as real pepperoni, but it's all right. Then for the pizza sauce, we just used ordinary, no-name pizza sauce. A can of mushrooms, and about half a jar of olives, about half as much as you see here. And put the cheese on top. There was actually quite a bit of cheese. I'm guessing there would be, close to, I'm guessing about 8 or 10 ounces of cheese or more. Yeah, probably about 10 ounces of cheese. There's quite a lot of cheese. Anyway, when I took it out of the oven, it looks like this picture that I took of it. So anyway, yeah. I'm sorry I didn't show it being made, but and I'm not going to show it being eaten. So let's just get it down or do something with it and see if we can maybe clean up another pieces of plastic parts here. Well, I gotta tell you, that tasted pretty good. That artificial pepperoni I made up, it turned out better than I thought it was gonna. No, the problem is I'm thirsty like crazy right now. It's a good thing I stopped drinking, or I'd be swilling beer something fierce. Yeah, I quit drinking about 10 years ago. One of the smartest things I think I ever did was to quit. Now, try and get this off here. Take it down with the edge of the file, maybe. I can't really get in there. I don't want to accidentally damage what I believe is supposed to be hinges or something. We should see if we can find this thing in the Stefan's book. Okay, I could have probably done a little better than that. Where's the file here? Okay, now the edge of the file is also rough. So if I'm very careful here, see if I can hold it so that you can see. The idea is I don't want to be taking off this part that I'm touching right now. I wonder if I could have laid this thing down flat and have used my photo etch cutter. It would have gone between these two hinges. Okay, I think that's the idea. I'm going to do the other one off camera. Yeah, it's not too bad. So just get it with my fingernail here. Like I was talking about earlier, you can just sort of smear the plastic. And at arm's length, it actually looks really good. Yeah, I think I did all right there. Now, there's this other spot right here. Like I said, I'm going to just do that off camera. Now, for those of you who have that vertigo problem and can't watch something being spun, I'll try to spin this very slowly. Anyway, I think I got it pretty good here. And you know, if I don't get to use the macro lens at least once per episode, I go through some sort of withdrawal. So, yeah. You know what this reminds me of? This thing reminds me of the back of an alligator. Okay, let's see if we can find it in Stefan's book. Okay, our L9 here, it goes on the stern. I was pretty sure I knew it went on the stern, but I just want to check and make sure, otherwise I could be looking all over the place for it. All right, L9, let's go check the book. Okay, I did find several drawings, you might say, and here it is right here. Now, unfortunately, none of the drawings were intended to depict just this one thing. I can't really zoom in on it very good. It's just going to become more and more fuzzy. But it does appear to be some sort of a hatch, and that thing that looked like an alligator's back is probably some sort of heavy-duty hatch cover. That's all I can think of. Anyway, that's about the best I can do. I thought I'd be able to find something a little bit more definitive than this. Okay, let's move on here. Well, that's not like having a cold beer after pizza, but it's a lot better for me. Anyway, didn't I say at the beginning of today's episode that today's episode was going to be short? I should know better by now. It must be because it's pizza day, eh? I just couldn't stop. I couldn't help myself. Once my mouth got into gear, it just didn't know where the brakes were. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. All being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.